YouTube, welcome back to the Mr. Dapperton channel. Today we're diving deep into the world of Boogie2988, shedding light on the man behind the characters. Is he truly the Mr. Rogers of the internet, or is there more to the story? First off, we all gotta understand that Stephen J. Williams is the person that runs the Boogie2988 channel. I want to make a distinction. Francis is a character he plays that is like an exaggerated, horrible version of himself that's like a bad person, right? He's self-destructive, like in a literal sense and in an emotional sense. He destroys things for no reason. He spends money when he shouldn't, and he spends money on ridiculous things. And he makes videos complaining about first world problems that don't matter, and he rages about them. He's also got the worst character traits. He's racist, sexist, etc. And then there's the Boogie2988. That's the real Stephen Williams, apparently. And it turns out this guy is more fake than the Francis character. This Boogie2988 character is supposed to be this, like, basically the Mr. Rogers of the internet, the nicest guy in the world.
There are many ways of saying who you are and how you feel. Ways that can be so helpful. Ways that don't hurt yourself or anybody else. You know, that's how you can tell when you're grown up inside. You're sure that what you're planning and doing are things that can be a real help to you and your neighbor. I'm proud of you, you know that. I hope you do.
Though Boogie2988 tried his hardest to keep up the Mr. Rogers persona, the mask slipped. Big time! And that's what this video is about. Who's the fictional character here? Is it Francis? Or is it Boogie2988? Because to me, it seems like he's more like Francis than this Mr. Rogers character he wants us to all believe he is. The Boogie2988 character. I'm going to show you two sets of clips. The first set of clips is the fictional character Francis in his natural habitat doing Francis-like things. Then I'll show Boogie2988 with the mask slipping, and you tell me which one's worse. This first clip is about how Francis spent $400 on the Candy Crush app.
I just got the credit card statement in the mail.
So?
How did you spend $380 on iTunes?
You know, I don't know. It wasn't me. It was probably you. You buy all that music and shit.
Francis, you're the only one with an iPad.
Here's another video. This one also similar to the last, where Francis spends another $400, but this time on Pokemon Go, the app.
Alright, that's what you want to... I will admit that I did it, okay? Alright, I spent $400, okay? But, okay, in all fairness, $20 was on music. You're always telling me I need more culture. I downloaded some music. I got a Pokemon theme and a couple Pokemon raps and stuff. And then the other $380, okay, I spent on Pokemon Go. There, okay?
So, Boogie2988, you know, the Mr. Rogers character that he plays, always sticks up for women. And that's fine and all. But then he did this video, which I'm sure you've guessed, it just treats women like objects. Which I'm sure, in his defense, he would say is the Francis character, even though he's never done the voice. Okay, that's fine. Let's just say, you know, in his defense, this is the Francis character. Let's watch.
Do you guys want to see what I can do? Why do I have two beds? One for me and one for my hooker. One for me and one for my hooker. One for me and one for my hooker. One for me and one for the hooker. One for me and one for my hooker.
Welcome to the sub club.
One for the hooker. One for me and one for the hooker. One for me and one for the hooker. One for me and one for the hooker. One for me.
Okay, the footage I'm about to show you is from the recent documentary, The Dark Sad Life of Boogie2988, which is a deep dive into Stephen J. Williams' life, right? Anyways, tell me if this doesn't sound worse than Francis in every single goddamn way.
We were talking about compulsive spending a minute ago?
Yeah.
Dude, I spent a lot of money on stuff. But you know where a lot of the money went? And like it felt really compulsive at the time?
Okay, so in the highlighted years, it was very short period. He spent $200K on prostitutes. Okay, you got to ask yourself, what about the years before that and after that? I mean, how much has he spent on prostitutes his whole life? That's what I want to know. And it's probably such a staggering number that it'll blow your mind. And it's just outrageous to think about. But even the numbers that we know, I mean, Francis was spending $400 on Pokemon Go and another $400 on Candy Crush. But he would never spend $200,000 on hookers. Even for Francis. That's crazy.
Well, we're gonna have to sell some of your games so you can pay me back.
No.
I love this clip because it shows that the real Boogie2988 is worse than Francis himself. He has the opportunity to pay his wife back by selling his outrageous amount of collectibles, but he refuses to do so. Instead, he comes to you, his audience, for help and says, I don't want to get a job, I don't want to sell my collectibles, and that you should pay the price, not him. That's not only Francis-like, it's worse. In fact, I don't think even Francis would have the balls to do that. So, as we all know, Francis loves to smash stuff to vent his frustration.
Francis, calm down. Calm down.
No! All you ever do is call me fat on the fucking thing, God!
But here's the twist. So does Boogie. Ever see those videos where he destroys things to release stress in a place where you pay for it?
The years we all will be together if the fates allow.
I feel a lot better. I mean, I really do. Like, it's surprising how much better I feel. Getting a little bit of rage out, getting a little bit of anger out, I highly recommend it.
Coincidence? And let's not forget the Who Drank My Mountain Dew skit.
I want a Mountain Dew! I want my goddamn Mountain Dew! I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find my goddamn Mountain Dew. Yeah, did you drink my Mountain Dew? Did you drink my Mountain Dew? Let me smell your breath. Let me smell your breath! Oh, you Mountain Dew drinking bitch!
Classic Francis, right? But wait, Boogie claims to have a real problem with drinking Mountain Dew too.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? Boogie2988 coming at you live once again through the power of the internet. And this is my last Mountain Dew ever. Now, it is absolutely one of the reasons I'm as obese as I am, and absolutely one of the reasons I am diabetic. Diet soda, some research is showing, is probably not that much better for you, but that's not the reason I'm giving it up. The reason I have to give it up is because I'm now entering the liquid diet portion of my bariatric surgery preparation. And
Long story short, he didn't give it up.
Situation for the last couple of years.
That was him a couple days ago drinking Mountain Dew at the end of 2023. One of the shticks as Francis is that he's a compulsive liar. Tell me if this doesn't sound like Boogie2988 is caught in a huge lie.
Let me ask you a question. 2018 definitely wasn't your peak year, and you almost made, before taxes, obviously, $500,000. You've had bigger years than that. Where the hell?
No, that was my peak.
You may not know this, but by 2018, a significant amount of his views and his viewership has completely died off at this point. So him, 2018 being his peak year, yeah, that's a bunch of bullshit, because years previous, he made close to 1 billion views.
Are you insane? No, that was the most I ever made ever, and it's only because of sponsors. You realize 90% of the Francis videos either got no ads or very low quality ads. You know that, right?
Yeah, but that's a different era, dude. Like,
no, that's the entire time from the first Francis character all the way up to the very end. Those videos either got fully demonetized or they got the lowest common denominator ads. And
even still, dude, like 5 million views would get you roughly 20,000.
And so, Francis videos getting millions of views. I made maybe $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 on each of those.
Dude, you have single videos with 48 million views. You're saying you only made $1,000 off those? Whatever.
In some cases, I spent more breaking an Xbox or breaking a TV than I made for the Francis sketches. Yeah.
Typically, he would have made $50K if it happened 4 years ago. This didn't happen 4 years ago. This happened before. So this is when the ads were giving a lot more money per 1,000 views. So he would have made potentially way more than $50,000 in that video. That 12 million Xbox Smash video. Now this is the only video where he broke an Xbox. And what's funny is he says he lost money because he broke an Xbox to make the video. The Xbox was already broken. See the red ring of death?
What did you do?
Well, the goddamn thing's red ringing.
We're not buying you another one.
Well, it's my money. I'll buy one if I goddamn want one.
So on a video that he potentially made over $50,000, probably like $70,000 on, he is claiming that he lost money on because he broke a good Xbox to make it, even though the Xbox was broken and it wasn't worth jack shit anyways. So like, he's just caught in multiple lies here. It's just pathetic. So you probably know Francis's shtick by now. The joke of Francis is that he gets enraged over the silliest things, like just stupid gamer problems, first world problems, stuff like that. But so does Boogie, dude. Like, he'll sit there and complain about like how he has to like not work every day, and he sits at home all day playing video games, and he complains on YouTube all day, every day, for like 2 decades about how horrible his life is. I mean, I know Francis complains about some stupid shit, but I don't think he would even go that far, dude. Like, what the hell? He's surrounded by love. He has tens of thousands in collectibles, and even, as he admitted, more than a few prostitutes. Hundreds of thousands of dollars of prostitutes. I mean, you can't make this shit up. I mean, the truth is stranger than fiction. Now, who's closest to Stephen J. Williams? Is it Boogie2988, the character he plays where he tries to be, Mr. Rogers of the internet? The beloved nice guy that just cares about everybody and cares about everybody's feelings and loves everybody? Or is he the fictional character Francis?
All you ever do is call me fat on the fucking thing, God!
In fact, I think he's much worse than Francis. That's the shocker. Like, he sits there and acts like Francis is the worst person in the world, but he's that but 20-fold, dude. Like, Francis would never spend $200,000 on hookers. He might spend $400 on Candy Crush or $400 on Pokemon Go, but he knows not to spend $200,000 on hookers, okay? In fact, I don't think he would do half the crazy-ass shit, Boogie2988 got caught doing when the mask slipped.
Fine, I'll
Get fuck off. Gonna catch 'em all. Why don't you fuck yourself?
You're ridiculous.
There are things that Boogie2988 himself have confirmed to be blatantly wrong right after the documentary came out. These are clips, at least in my opinion, that are completely underviewed, that exposes a far darker picture of who Boogie2988 really is. So please do me a favor, buckle up. It's gonna be a bumpy ride. In the documentary, The Dark Sad Life of Boogie2988, they purported that Boogie put his whole life savings, $750,000, into cryptocurrency, only to lose $600,000.
Ever done with it is I threw it into crypto and then lost a shitload of it.
However, a later podcast interview featuring Boogie2988 himself, where he revealed himself a drastically different truth. He had initially invested $200,000 into crypto. That's the truth. Then he witnessed a spike to $750,000, but inexplicably failed to cash out. If he had cashed out at this time, he could have never had to work again for the rest of his life and paid off his entirety of his house numerous times over. But he didn't do this. He, in fact, failed to do this, most likely out of greed.
So here's what I don't understand. You have $750,000, and you just decide to put all of it into crypto when that money could have went into
No, I did not have $750,000. I had $250,000.
That's what literally the documentary that you were.
I understand. That's the most I had was $700,000. When I initially invested in crypto, I had $250,000.
So why did you let him write you lost $600,000 in crypto?
Because that's about how much I lost. My max amount was about $700,000, And so if I sold that day, I would have had 700,000.
The math doesn't make sense.
Well, the math should
literally
make
doesn't
sense. Well, let me walk you through it, okay? Now, let's imagine you have $250,000, okay, which
Sure.
is what I had. Now, you invest it, okay? Now, it goes up to $800,000, okay? Now, if you sold it, then how much money would we have? $800,000, right? But I didn't. I sold it when it was considerably less than that.
So you're telling me you put $250,000 in, you made like 750,000. That was your peak, right? Like the asset that was valued.
Yep.
So why the wouldn't you cash it out then? Or are you just like greedy? Was it literally like a gamble? Like it literally sounds like you're playing fucking roulette.
I don't know. But I went to bed and it lost 60% value overnight. I woke up the next morning and I sold what I had, but that didn't really matter because I'd lost. I went from about 700,000 back down to about 200,000.
The math that you just told me makes it sound like you put in a value of money into cryptocurrency, it raised, and then you lost, but you cashed out roughly around the same value you put in. So it doesn't really sound like you lost $600,000 in crypto then, right? It just sounds
so
like
again,
the documentary claimed that he put $750,000 into crypto, supposedly his entire life savings, and lost $600,000. No, the truth is he put $200,000 into crypto and pulled out $200,000. He didn't lose $600,000. He lost $0. Big difference. So yes, if he would have pulled out in the optimal time, he could have made $750,000. But he didn't do that. He never had lost $750,000. He never made it to begin with. He never pulled the money out due to his blatant greed. But he didn't lose money at all either by investing in crypto either. He wanted his audience to feel pity for him and give him money. So he lied and said that he lost $600K in crypto. He did it! Boogie2988 knows that, like, for the last few years, his popularity on YouTube is spiraling. And that he's basically becoming irrelevant, and his time on YouTube is dwindling. He's not gonna make money off YouTube any longer.
Now, once again, this entire gambling thing is a fallacy. He ended up with the same amount of money, maybe a little bit less than he started with. There was something else that made Boogie broke, and I don't know why he decided to go with this crypto thing as the explanation, because especially once you start begging your fans for money, if I was trying to be a professional e-beggar, I wouldn't be like, yeah, I lost it all on crypto. You could come up with some other sob story as to why it happened.
Right.
But you cashed out $200,000?
Yeah, what do you think I've lived off of since 2000?
So what does he do with this $200,000 he pulled out of crypto? Well, he did the only thing that a reasonable person would do. He spent every cent of the $200,000 on hookers. So yes, that's right. The podcast said at this time he pulled out $200,000. Coincidentally, the documentary that just came out said in that same time period, he spent $200,000 on hookers. So let me get this straight. He knew his career in YouTube was falling down and he wasn't going to be able to make YouTube money anymore. So what he decides to do is take his life savings and spend it all on hookers. He then shockingly did the most self-entitled, disgusting thing I ever seen a human do online. He turned to his audience for money by making a video stating he lost it all on crypto when he did not. Shocking truth is he didn't blow all his money on crypto. He blew it all on hookers. And instead of noticing what a disgusting piece of crap he has become, and taking accountability for his actions and his mistakes, he instead comes to you for help, for you to bail him out. Because he shouldn't pay for his mistakes. You should. He lies about some crypto shit that didn't occur. That he put $750,000 into crypto, his life savings, and lost it all. When he never did that. He put $200K in and got $200K out. The truth is, this whole thing has to do with hookers, man. And his inability to downscale his house. Or to sell his collectibles, or get a job, or make any sacrifices at all. When he filmed this video, he filmed outside, away from his arcade machines and his $30,000 collectibles, so his audience won't notice how much of a hypocrite he is, and point it out, and he'd have to sell his stuff. He doesn't want to sell his stuff. He'd rather you work a second job, and pay for him not to work, and sit on his ass all day, eat and watch TV, and make crappy YouTube videos complaining how awful his life is.
Well, this is a video I've dreaded making, but it's time, so I'm asking for your help as we head into the holiday season.
Also, the documentary says his house is worth $250K. That's not true. That's maybe what he paid at the time, like many years ago, but it's worth closer to $450K. He even admits this in a later interview.
This house says it's worth probably, and people pointed this out after the doc. I wasn't aware of this, but this house's value is closer to like $450,000.
Which this is important because this means if he downscaled his living situation and moved to a smaller home, keep in mind, he doesn't need 5 bedrooms as his house has, as he doesn't even use all the rooms he currently has, he has said in interviews in the past. He can make roughly $300,000 off selling his home. I'm sorry, but this entire documentary he has released is supposed to make you feel sorry and pitying Boogie2988. But all of us who are watching barely scrape by every month, and we don't have a home we can sell to make $300K profit off of. And we don't have $30K collectibles just sitting around. And he complains about having $750 in debt. Dude, I'm like, not even joking, more than 4 times more in debt than that. I don't even want to tell you about it. The ironic situation is that he's far better off, 100 times better off, than the audience he's begging to. And keep in mind that right after he was complaining that his YouTube channel was failing and he was losing all his viewers and his money, he begged for a Tesla. He begged his fans, not for any Tesla, but the most expensive Tesla. And that he felt entitled to it.
But get on renewable energy. But the real reason I wanted to buy the car, he's like, once it's self-driving, you will be able to use it to make money, Boogie. Use it to make money, Boogie. And you'll be the I'm like, God damn it. All right, sell me the fucking thing. I'm going to buy the fucking thing. I gave him my deposit. I got my fucking car. They're building it. Then I get to my hotel room and I'm sitting there saying, oh my God, I just put myself $100,000 in debt. Ooh.
Yeah, you did.
My car payment's $1,700. That's more money than I make on Twitch. Oh God, that's more money than I make through. That's like half my YouTube rad revenue this month. Oh God. What am I going to do? Why did I do this? Why did I put myself in $100,000 into debt? I'm already in debt for the car. Why did I put myself into debt? So then it really started to hit me. I really started to panic. I really started to get scared. So I tweeted out that I was not going to be able to afford this car. Reddit and Twitter lost their fucking minds. Oh, are you trying to manipulate people into giving you money? The answer is yes.
Reddit gives him such a hard time.
Give me some money.
Okay, I'm not even done. In this documentary, the Dark Sad Life of Boogie2988, he said he made roughly $500K in 2018. Understand, with that amount of money he made in 2018, and 2018 alone, he could have paid off his house 3 times over in that 1 year alone. But he didn't. Not to mention, by 2018, his channel already significantly died off. I can't even imagine how much money he was making in previous years, the years that his channel was absolutely thriving, one of the biggest YouTube channels of all time. You got 20 years, 2 decades of the channel just thriving. We're talking close to 1 billion views. He could have paid off his house 100 times over, but he never did. And then he has the audacity to lie to his audience. He went on Turkey Tom's little interview, and he said that the most he's ever made on YouTube is $15,000 in a month. And he got another $15,000 from advertisers. So the most he ever made in a month by YouTube ad revenue is $15K. Okay, so here's the deal. According to this YouTuber, at least 4 years ago, and like I said, Boogie has been around much longer than that when they paid much more than this. But just even 4 years ago, views of roughly 5 million would roughly give you 20,000. When he's got nearly 1 billion views, There is no way in freaking hell. His biggest month ever was 15,000. There's just no way. It's just another lie to elicit pity from his audience. To say the guy is financially irresponsible is an understatement. Listen to this. Look, he sums up his finances in a month, and he puts like important finances up there, and he's obviously exaggerating the medical costs. At least I think, in my opinion, he's exaggerating the medical costs and many things. But one thing that is odd is that he includes video games as must-buy purchases in this month. Like, he is literally missing thousands of dollars every month. He is deficient in thousands of dollars each month. But he has to get the 4 latest video games that came out that month. It's not even an option. This shows you his financial irresponsibility and self-entitlement.
Monthly bills for a second. My health insurance is $800. I have $500 worth of medical bills. I have $500 worth of utilities. I pay for doctor's visits, physical therapies, labs constantly. I still have to pay for the car that I drive. I still have to pay for car insurance. I still have to pay for health insurance. Diablo 4 came out. I had to buy it. Final Fantasy 16 came out. I had to buy it. Tears of the Kingdom came out. I had to buy it. That's $400 worth of video games.
So what's the point of all this? Boogie2988 isn't the victim he claims to be in this documentary. He's not a victim of investing in cryptocurrency. He's a victim of his own stupidity. Keep in mind, he could have potentially paid off his house 100 times over, but instead he spent it all on toys and hookers. Then he has the audacity to say he's too good for a job. But you're not too good for a job, and you should use your hard-earned money to help him recoup the costs he spent on hookers and save his home, so he can live consequence-free from his actions. Because he thinks he doesn't deserve to pay for his stupid mistakes he's made. You should. He says because he's one of the OG YouTubers, he deserves to sleep with beautiful women.
So I deserve to go to Disneyland with a beautiful girl, right? I deserve to go to New York and explore Times Square with a beautiful girl, right? Like, I deserve that, and I want that, and I've never had it. Man, if I had that money back...
I can't believe you just said that. Okay, these women gave up a piece of their pride to get money by sleeping with them. And he feels he's entitled to not only sleep with them, but get his money back as well. Women deserve to be grossed out and owe him sex, whether they want to give it to him or not, because he believes he's special and entitled to it, just because he made it on YouTube for a short time. Just like he feels entitled to your money, and entitled to not have to work ever again. Please understand, we as an audience have done this. We, as an audience, have created this monster. We enabled this over the years by always, endlessly, sticking up for him when we shouldn't. I'm guilty of this too. We need to stop watching Boogie's content. We need to stop donating to him. We need to stop supporting him. We need to stop continuing to give him unconditional support no matter what he does. Because that's where he gets the sense of entitlement from. Boogie2988 isn't the only monster here. It's us, the audience.
You're a joke. A lot of people are tuning into this, to laugh, all right? There's one person to laugh at. There's actually one lolcow here. I'm YouTube royalty. You are YouTube never was. I might be a has-been. You never were, brother. This is your last chance. Just like so many other people chose to ride my coattails, you get to ride them one last time, man. Your career ended because you refused to go on a camping trip, and soon you're going to be living in a fucking tent.
Thank you for watching. If you really like this video, be sure to subscribe. Also, smash that like button and the bell button. If you really, really want to support the channel, then become a patron on Patreon. Even if you just donate $1 a month, it helps tremendously. Thanks for watching.